Hello. Today we'll make an interesting comparison between two gaming laptops. On the left side we have Asus TUF A15, which has a Ryzen 7 processor and a GeForce 3050. And on the right side we have a gaming tablet, which is also a notebook, Asus ROG Flow Z13, which has a Core i7 processor and GeForce 3050 as video card. As always, the comparison will be made on the following points: display, performance, and the third one will be the sound. The battery life will not be tested, as we all know that battery life on the gaming laptop is not so great. Let's talk a little bit about the display. The display of Asus TUF A15 on the left is an IPS panel with a resolution of 1920 per 1080. This means full HD, and the maximum brightness is 250 nits. On the right side there is also an IPS panel with the same full HD resolution and a slightly better brightness of almost 450 nits. Let's run the same video on both laptops to see the display differences between these two laptops. As you can see, the display on Asus ROG Flow Z13 is a little bit better than the display of Asus TUF A15. The colors are more richer, it has more brightness, and everything looks much sharper, despite the display is smaller in size in comparison with the display of Asus TUF A15. Let's start performance testing, and we'll run first Geekbench 5, the CPU test on both laptops. And we have the results. 1569 for the Ryzen 7 versus 1777 for Core i7. This means a performance more on Core i7 with approximate 12% in single core, and in multi-core we have 9827 for Ryzen 7 versus 14002 for Core i7. This means performance increase of approximate 32% in favor of Core i7 in this particular test. Next test that we'll perform is GPU test OpenCL, and we'll run it on both laptops. We have the results. We have 56280 for Ryzen 7 and GeForce 3050 versus 52611 for Core i7 and GeForce 3050. This is due to the fact that the chassis of Asus TUF A15 is a lot bigger than the one from Asus ROG Flow Z13, and also the charger on the Asus TUF A15 gives approximate 200 watts to the laptop, and on the Asus ROG Flow Z13 the charger is almost 100 watts. So it seems that the performance and the voltage for the CPU and GPU is higher on the Asus TUF A15 in comparison with Asus ROG Flow Z13. Next test that we'll perform is the GPU test, Vulkan test, and we'll run it on both laptops. And we have the results. We have 51884 for Asus TUF A15 Ryzen 7 with GeForce 3050 versus 46609 for Asus ROG Flow Z13, which has a Core i7 and a GeForce 3050. This means a difference of approximate 10% in favor of Ryzen 7 and GeForce 3050 in this particular test. Next test that we'll perform is have an engine benchmark, and we will select benchmark for both laptops. We have the results. We have FPS 146 versus 109 for Core i7. This means a performance of approximately 30% in favor of Ryzen 7 plus GeForce 3050. Score, we have 3691 for Ryzen 7 and GeForce 3050 versus 2751 for Core i7 and GeForce 3050. This means a difference in performance of approximate 25% in favor of Ryzen 7 and GeForce 3050. Minimum FPS we have 52 for Ryzen 7 versus 27 on Core i7. This means a performance almost double. The maximum FPS we have 294 on Ryzen 7 versus 231 for Core i7. This means a performance approximates 25% in favor of Ryzen 7 and GeForce 3050 in this particular test. Test that we'll perform is GFX Bench Metal, and we will select a few tests from the whole suite. We have the results. We have for Astegreens OpenGL, we have 143 for Ryzen 7 versus 119 for Core i7. This means a difference in performance approximate 15% in favor of Ryzen 7. On 1440p Astegreens OpenGL high tier of screen, we have 120 FPS versus 95 FPS. This means a difference in performance approximate 25% in favor of Ryzen 7. And on card chase we have 143 FPS versus 119 FPS. This means a difference in performance approximate 15% in favor of Ryzen 7 and GeForce 3050. Next test that we will perform is Speedometer, browser bench test, and we'll run it on both laptops. We have the results. We have 178 for Ryzen 7 versus 203 for Core i7. This means a difference in performance of approximate 10% in favor of Core i7. The next test that we'll perform will be the sound test, and we'll start with Asus TUF A15.
I can't take it anymore. My mind's about to go to war. I need someone to save me from myself, to hear me cry when I call out for help. I blame it on the voices that are in my head, wondering if they'll ever be put to bed. Feels like I am close to reaching my wit's end, holding out, but I'm about to blow it up like a volcano.
You can see that the sound is a little bit better and a little bit fuller on Asus ROG Flow Z13 in comparison with Asus TUF A15. What will be the final conclusion for this comparison? The display is a little bit better on Asus ROG Flow Z13 in comparison with Asus TUF A15. The performance is a mixed. The CPU from Asus ROG Flow Z13 Core i7 is a little bit faster in some application than Ryzen 7 from Asus TUF A15, but the combination of Ryzen 7 and GeForce 3050 from Asus TUF A15 offers more performance than the one provided by Core i7 and GeForce 3050. This could be due to the fact that the charger has 200 watts for Asus TUF A15 in comparison with 100 watts for Asus ROG Flow Z13. The sound is also a little bit better on Asus ROG Flow Z13 in comparison with Asus TUF A15. What can I say more than this? The Asus TUF A15 is a great gaming budget laptop. Um, the only thing that needs improvement somehow is the display, which is a little bit duller and the colors are not so great. But for gaming purposes, this display could fit, and you can buy a budget gaming laptop with great performance. Asus ROG Flow Z13, on the other hand, is a tablet, a gaming tablet, which has also notebook capabilities due to the attached keyboard. And the performance provided by this small gaming tablet and or small notebook is a great one, and you can take this one with you in your traveling location. And I think for traveling is a great tablet, great gaming tablet. Hope that you like this comparison and look forward for you to watch other video on this channel as well. Thanks for watching and see you soon. Bye bye.